All right, we're just getting set up here, folks.
So is the blue medium. So maybe have two of those handy.
All right, we're rolling.
Okay. No, it's okay.
It's all right. I'm just making sure we're good. Okay.
Two little bands. This one says heavy. It has 3 dots. I've given everybody in class today. I was using a medium or a light. These are the ones that I use at home. They're thicker.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And they have
So
this.
nice.
I brought them to the boat, so they're pretty gross. This is like they stick to your leg. See what I mean? Yeah. So you can see how hard we use the heavy. It's way better. Just sort of in the butt. I did put a picture on the. I did put a picture on the chat, but feel that. Yeah. I hardly ever use them. It's way too heavy.
These are what we're using today.
Medium and the light, depending on what I'm doing. You don't. Yeah, just like the other one. But I found these get destroyed on the boat, and they tend to like roll and they're like little kind of So I'm gonna use them. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, we're gonna start warming up because this is finished. Okay. You just all right, let's start warming up. So yeah, today we have banded all kinds of stuff. Banded sanding stuff, and then on the floor, which will be loops and snap stuff to try with it. Then in between those 2 sets, we have rotator cuff stuff. We haven't done, well, we haven't done consistent rotator cuff stuff. We're gonna try that, hold it up. Sorry, Bob, we have to start. It's fine. No, it's okay. The bands are super versatile. They travel well. They're not expensive. So I like them. I did a big quad workout last night. It's hard. Hold it, just the baby cool down here. So much up. So much. Side to side, line in the middle there.
Yep, you're good.
Suzanne, do you have a blue band with you? Do you need one? I'm good. Okay, so I'm going to give you a different one because there's supposed to be like a band around. Oh, do you have the light and the what there? I have I'm close on blue. I have green and yellow. So can you lend green to Suzanne maybe? Yeah. That's okay. You can try what you have. Try. Yeah. But it's not the same. Yeah. Never leave them in your car. Heat up with that plastic bowl. Storage. But they're good in the pool. That's why I use them. In the pool? In the pool. Oh, okay. Really? Yeah, we're really cool exercises. It's the similar things. Yeah. Cool. You don't have to worry about no weights. Okay, we're gonna do a roll, body roll, and roll down. So, I'm gonna land with this one, okay? This is a light resistance. They're either gonna go around your ankle or above here. I want you to put your band on, we're in standing. Which one is the lighter? Start with lighter. This is a medium. Okay.
Needs coordination.
And I'll roll my number. Boy, they don't need to do that side.
Okay. Above your knees. Yeah. Okay. So it depends on what you're wearing. Sometimes they're less slippery, sometimes they're more. We're gonna do banded squat for a minute. So the idea is that you don't put any tension, and it's not like you won't see the benefit. So you want just enough so that you feel that you're pressing outward on the band. And again, at home, if you don't have a band, and again, if you find it too difficult here, you don't need the band. We're just trying it out. Okay. Right. So see, I apply a little bit of pressure for the glutes. Then we do the squats. In this position. Ready? Okay, so just doing 1 minute. Banded squats. Always trying to keep that pressure. Okay, and I have different ways if you find that is to see what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Now I have a heavy one, you can try.
Heading in.
Yeah.
See?
For that one. It'll be, you should keep that because some of that will be able to use that one. Feel the difference? Just a little bit of tension, okay? Outside of your legs. The tighter your band is, the less you'll be able to push out, okay? Like if I was using the heavy, I wouldn't be able to be out really as much, okay? Yeah. And do 2 more. Okay, good. Comes down. Not gonna rest super long. Next one is banded lateral walk. So it might be out of the screen. Maybe we'll do 4 one way and 4 the other. Okay, shake it out. You can do a quadricep stretch. Now is the time. When you do a quad stretch, mine are so tight that I can't get it. They're supposed to be, this one I can do, level, you see? So you squeeze your butt cheeks, tuck your pelvis. But when they're really tight, you can't get it back there. Okay, all right, and with that one. Here. This is another heavy. This is an extra heavy. Red is also extra heavy, and this one's from the clinic. I think shouldn't be, but feels so anyway. If you want to try a different position, you can. Okay, so same thing. We're in this position. Okay, pressure on the whole time. Yeah, you want to make sure you're somewhere where you can go side to side. So then move your mat up or move down. I'll go this way. I'll go like this back and forth. Okay, am I on screen? Okay, we ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna go back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if it's too difficult, you can stand up. You find that it's too much tension. And again, you don't need the band here. The lower you go, obviously, more challenging it is. Try to make sure you're stepping through your whole foot. So reconsidering this super.
This little fun.
We're almost done. Whoa. Use your breath. Last one. 1, 2, 3. Whoa. Okay, hand comes down. The next one, the band is on the ankles. Okay, so just rest for a second.
Yeah, need something tied over.
You want it tighter? Okay.
That's actually, I have the ankles last one.
Right out, so that is heavy, but this is extra. Want to try that one? It's this back.
Yeah, me too.
You want to do one? That's this one, it's heavy. That's extra heavy. That one is. Now, when we get to some of the heavy stuff, you might change your mind. What, you might want to go lighter? Yeah, go lighter, okay? It's good to have a lighter option too. Okay, we'll put it back on. This time, at the ankle. And we'll go forward and back. Okay, sometimes they call it a monster walk. Again, pressure out. Is everybody ready? No, we don't need the chairs, it's gonna be the other way. We're gonna go 4 forward and 4 back. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys go back and I'm gonna put 4 because it's too far away. So the tension, pull back the whole time. And I can't really go very far. Work, but it might not look like much for the whole time I'm applying tension. Yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I get 1. We have 15 seconds to go. So there's an argument to be made that for the ankle ones, you might want a bit lighter. Last one. Actually, no. 1, 3, 4. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. We'll sit down and stretch out our glutes a bit. Okay. Then we need the weights now. Okay, so sit at the edge of your chair. Edge of your chair. And one knee in towards the other knee. What I'm experiencing the onset muscle soreness. Okay, and the next one is you try to open up your hip a bit, your back straight, and lean forward just until you feel in here. Okay. You don't have to be super far over as long as you feel a stretch in here, you're okay. The next one is seated. Rotate your cup stuff. Okay, over towards the opposite shoulder. And after that, we're going to go to the mat. 1, 2, 3, 5 ones on the mat. Loop, add, and then depending on our time, we have another round of backslash rotator cuff. It's specific, right? Glute workout is specific to the glutes. So it's not that you're not using your legs, but it's different than just doing all squats or lunges. You're targeting, okay? There's 3 glutes, the minimus, the medius, the maximus. Maximus is this one we can feel. We can't feel our medium and our minimum. but they act like the rotator cuff of the hip joint, super important, and most of us have weak glutes. Yeah, so they're a big stabilizer. Okay, so we are, I want you to put your chair sideways. Sit like that and then sideways, okay? One dumbbell, one dumbbell. You're resting your arm like this, okay? Really important. This is might be too heavy for me, okay? I'm so rotating. We're trying to do like that. I think mine are in the one below, so I just grab a set from. Because those bins are stacked. So just grab whatever. So what we don't want to have happen, we don't want our shoulder. Watch my shoulder here, it's going to start to turn. When it turns, we've gone too far. So feel like you're going straight down instead of back. Sitting sideways, yeah, okay. Yeah, that was like this, but I'll take it. Okay. So we're down. And we're in a range that's comfortable, nice and slow. Holy cow. This is an 8, and I'm probably at my max weight here. But we have done it before, or I do it sometimes with patients where we're in here, but we don't walk around like that. Okay. Yeah. Are we at almost done, 30 seconds? And yeah, just drop the weight. I feel like some of you are going more like that down. Okay. So let's switch sides. I'm going to switch sides with everybody. Just want to see what it looks like. Yeah, you don't need to face me, just orient. Yeah. That's good. Like that. I'll 90 degrees more. So this is where the rotation is happening. Good. Yeah. Get back a little bit more. Out of that, 90 degrees. Okay. Yep. Good. Okay. We're going to do 2 sets on each side. So when it gets too difficult, just go back to your other side. Okay. So there is no, depending on the weight and your own shoulder, my right shoulder gives me a bit of grief, so I'm not as. When you've had enough on that side, just switch sides again. Okay. Slow and controlled here. Slow and controlled. Exhaling on the way up. Control that down. That's what's really tough about this exercise. External rotation out. Okay, I'm switching sides.
Basically, you want a 90-degree angle.
Yeah. And if you can put your hand on your shoulder, you should be able to feel that rotation. Since the head of your upper arm bone, your humerus, that is rotating in your ball and socket joint here. That's what's happening. Okay. We are all week going out like that, all of us. Because it's not an action we do a lot, but it's so important to the stability of your shoulder. All right, you guys are switching, I'll switch again, and then be done with this one.
let's sort of off of that shoulder. There's a little muscle on the back.
Yeah, that should probably go to your cuff tendon. Hopefully nothing pops up.
It's off of. That's working.
Yeah. But if you go beyond it, you find your shoulder rotates forward, that's too far in your range. And some people have a lot of range here, but most of us don't have a ton. Are we good? All right, so we're facing forward again. Chair facing forward. Pause. Or another one. So we need 2 ways. 2 ways for this one. Okay, so these are called face pulls. It's like a seated bent over upright row. The action, the weights are like that. You're pulling up and down in a bent over position. Okay, so you have the edge of your chair, really important. You're at the edge. The weights are here. Okay. You want to make sure that you can push through your heels, that you have enough. Okay. And we're doing this, watch. Face pull. Yeah. Right. See if I can do it. And the face sort of hit it towards your cheekbones. What we're going to do is one more. We're going to sit up, give ourselves a mid-set pause. Down. So that's between shoulder and this vert. Okay. And then after that, we are doing scarecrows, which is rotating your cup and standing. Okay. Okay. Ready? We're going to go for another 30 seconds. Go. Breath. Hold. Machine. More. Good. Feet down. Okay. Correct that are over here. The next one we do is standing. And it's called scarecrow because of your arm position. I can't remember if we've done it before. This way. You need a light weight or no weight. Okay. Give a few more seconds here and let our shoulders rest. Because this is the sort of standard one. If you come see me with a rotator cuff injury, we start here, but it's not functional because we don't walk around with our elbows stuck like that all day long, right? But it's easier. You use your body, start here. But how we move is out here. We do this type of stuff all the time. Reach in the back of the car. If you're a swimmer this way. It's just, it's always out with the rotation. So it's better to exercise that way too. Okay? When you stand up, we're going to use a light weight. And you should be, I can see myself here, you should be 90. 90 here, 90 there. Okay? If it's painful to be too far back, you can bring them forward a bit, but I can't stress it enough. Make sure you're in your wide stance again. Okay? And it's this. To roll it. Now watch my shoulder, it's going to want to do that. That's too far. And the exhale. Roll it down. If you can only do 3 or 4, it's okay. But I can't stress this enough. If this doesn't feel right, or you feel you're gonna hurt yourself, not suggest not because you will hurt yourself. Okay? What happens is as we get tired, square mirror, shoulder wants to drop down, right? You ready for a mid-set pause? Pause. And do it again. Okay? And if you feel like you can't tolerate the weight, there's nothing wrong with starting here. I can get you up there, and then my shoulder wants to turn, but it doesn't feel good, that turn. So really control that motion. Okay? All right, one more set. Can't tell if I'm not doing anything. No, you're good. Okay. Here we go. At your own pace, control that down. Bring it up. Don't use momentum. Nice and slow. That's it. It should be burning. Okay, we're gonna do 2 more. Mine are definitely on fire. This is 1. Last one. Dig into your heels, use your core. Good. Okay. It's hard to stretch the cuff, but you don't really want to stretch the cuff, but arms in and out. Even when you do this, turning your arms in and out, that's using your rotator cuff muscles. But they act like a stabilizer. There's actually 4 muscles that make up the cuff. And the head of your arm bone sits in like that. Big things like if you fall and put your hand out, they're supposed to get your shoulder. And oftentimes that is not the case, and that's how we hurt ourselves, right? I'm gonna give a little bit of a pendulum. Now we're going to the mat, back to the bended work. Okay. We are doing banded bridges. Standard. Again, the pressure is out, you're bridging up and down. You ready? Above your knee, okay? Hold above your knee, that's it. Everybody ready? Yeah. So same thing, just a little bit of pressure out. Your feet should be flat, so you should have pressure from the and a little bit out. And from this position, you're bridging up. Squeeze at the top. Nice and slow. Again, you don't need the band for this, okay? If you're finding it too difficult, because some of you do have a much heavier band, I would switch to a lighter band, or just use, like we've done before in class, just your own body weight, okay? Start to feel this sort of deep burning, creating the sides of your hips. We have about 10 seconds to go to get us to the minute. So it's all about trying to maintain that pressure, pushing out. All right, good. Knees in chest, keep the band where it is. Okay. Circles. So this one is an abdominal crunch with banded abduction. So you're like that. And a little bit of outward pressure. Can you see me? Okay. So a little bit of pressure outwards in a crunch. Oh my gosh, it's already morning. So we'll go for a minute and just rest intermittently when you need to. Okay, pressure out. Remember with the crunch, you want to keep space between your chin and your chest. The work is coming from your abdominals. I know there's lots to think about, but you really want to try to make sure your back is flush to the mat. You got 20 seconds left until the minute is done. And not and done. Okay, bring the band off for a second, just so we can stretch. And this is, however, it's going to feel good for you. You can stretch your arms out, bring your hands overhead. That's what it is. Okay, so the band goes back on. Up the knee. I think what we'll do with this one, there's two different ways, but up your knee. Again, pressure is out. You're going to bridge up, straighten out the leg. Down, up, straighten out the leg. Okay? Here we go. Nice and slow. Out. In. Return to the ground. The whole time, pressure out. Try having my hands help balance me a little bit. Up. Straighten out the leg. Whole time applying pressure. Up. Out. In. And down. Again, you don't need the band for this, okay? Finding it too challenging, you don't need the band here. One more each side. Rest. Okay. Perfect. Let's leave the band on for a second. Rotate your ankles. Big breath in. So we're going to try this position again. Okay, a little bit of pressure. What we're doing is reverse crunch with the pressure on the band. Okay. Exhale on the way up. Not a big movement. Again, if you're not using the band, doing a reverse crunch like we've done before. And down, bring your knees into your chest. Rock back and forth. We're gonna try one on our hands and knees or on our side. This is where I really want a lighter band, but on our side, pretty standard one for glutes. Is abduction. Okay, other one. This way. All right, that's any better.
Maybe I'll feel better.
So there's no way I think we're gonna be able to do a minute. So we want to try it. Let's do this. We're gonna 30 seconds in clamshell, 30 seconds on the other side, and we'll try 30 seconds each side of fire hydrant. Okay. So I really am not starting this exercise until I have tension on the band, right? You want to make sure there's tension. And then up. It's not a big motion. What I see is people cheat. They open up their body. Make sure you try to stay on your side. You're gonna feel a deep burning right in your cheek. I feel like I'm hardly moving. You can see if you had a lighter band, you'd be able to have more of a range. Okay, let's switch sides. Again, you're right on your side. And up. You can do this without a band too. Okay? You don't have to have a band. This one. All right. I need a few seconds. Oh, let's rest for a second too. Then we're going to go to all fours and try the fire hydrant. I see problems at this area in women as we age, and I'm not sure, more so than men. I see bursitis here in the hip lot, and I see it gets difficult to lay on that side. We get pain here in that spot, and I see actually it's linked to menopause. Is the tendon? You feel your hip bone there? Just behind it, that's where all your glute tendons attach. They merge into there. Got 1, 2, 4 there. And for some reason, there's a link between, of course, with everything else, menopause and glute tendinopathy. Okay, so it's even more important that we. One line. Okay, so we're in all fours. And if your wrist hurts, like we talked about, you can take your dumbbells and put your hands like that for support. Okay? Don't want to have your wrists down. So it's the same thing. It's just a small motion out to the side. You're going to go to whatever range your band wants to go. Four. And 2. Okay, now we're going to switch legs. In this position. Here we go. We have one more upper back we can add, where we're gonna use the band around our ankles. Okay? So we can take the band off, at least down our ankles for a second. I'm gonna take it off this for 20 seconds or so, and try to work my hips a little bit. Windshield wiper can help. Butterfly, so you're open and close, that's good, mobility for the hip. Maybe a happy baby. Okay, when you're ready, the band goes on again at the ankles. And it looks like this, it's an abdominal. Okay, so again, you're pulling out from the ankles, up, tap the toes. Up, tap the toes, control that down, make sure your back is in the same position, okay? That's it. Try to control down, once you just a light tap on your toes, control that down. And the whole time you're trying to push out. This can be done again without a band. Okay. Two more. Let's tap for one. Up. Down, 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 down. Tap for two. Okay, bands come off. Let's take a minute while we're on the mat. Okay. You can stretch wherever you want. I personally like figure four. Ankle over. A little bit of rocking back and forth. That's going to target right in that area. To the side, ready? Okay. All right. You're going to do your thighs like one at a time. Then it's a row with a twist, and then it's to finish standing upright rows. Take much time to have if anybody wants to do more ones. Okay. So we've done this before. This is where I see a lot of like bend in the elbow. The action is like that. Okay. This. You're gonna take your one weight, go back in the chair. I personally like to grab my knee like this. Okay, but you don't have to. He doesn't like that. Okay. Oh, that. Yeah. I'll go sideways so that see my arm angle. Okay. Be hard for us to do a minute. Ideally, you don't look at me because look at my neck position if you're looking up. So you want your body to be in line, but the idea is out, control the end. Shoulder blade muscles doing the work. That's it. That's 30. Are we okay? Number 10. switch sides. Relax, okay? One side might be stronger than the other, so slight bend in the elbow. Fly out. Keep that bend in your elbow. The work comes from the shoulder muscles. Okay, I'm getting up to help people, okay? That's the other one. He's there. Okay. That is the work. This is too much work. Hold here. Squeeze. Yes. Squeeze. Good. I have no idea what our time is. Have you good? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, we're switching sides. We're gonna try what we want. Okay. Everybody, we've done this once. We're gonna roll with a twist, right? Because that's what you guys do. Yes. You've done this before. Normally I would row and then turn, although I try to make sure people don't turn because then you're not, but we want to try to engage a little bit of this. So we're going to sit at the edge of the chair. We're going to roll, twist, return. Okay? Roll, twist. And if your weight is light enough, I don't think you need to break down that move. Exhale. The end of your exhale, you're squeezing. Reach it out, reach it out, reach it out. Reach it out. It should be a little bit away from you. The harder, the more you reach it out, the harder it is. Maybe one more. Good. Other side. And you want to sit at the edge of the chair so you don't have any obstruction with the chair, okay? So your start position is not straight down in front of you, it's a little bit out of the rowing action, elbows straight. Okay? Pull and turn and return. And you can counteract it with your other hand on your knee, which is a good little bit of help. Exhale. Reach. Exhale. Reach. Two. Good. Let's start last tempo when standing. We're going to do upright rows. Okay. So we did a sort of a bit of an upright row with face pull. And now it's the same thing. The weights come up the front of the body. The elbows lead the action. So it's elbows lead. Some say the elbows should be higher than the hands, but that stress on the shoulders. So just go to whatever range. You don't need to be way up here. Okay. I'm going to stand up. Okay. The weights are here. You're your wide base of support. Some people like to make contact, but you don't have to. Okay. We're going to breathe in low. Exhale. Elbows up. Elbows up. That's it. Roll it down. Down, 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 down. Pull. your shoulder, it's not a huge fan.
Same.
Yeah. So, don't pull as high up. Help you just stay within here, sometimes that's better than the shoulder. I think it's we're doing internal rotation at the same time and it's stressing. 10 more seconds. Last one. Oh, returns. Good. Weights down. Okay. Finish. We're going to do 1 minute of banded walking, squeezing the weight together. We have enough more just to finish. Okay. Lots more to do with the mini band. There's all sorts of stuff. I use them at home for bridges, single leg bridges, the pulses. Yeah, there's lots of different options. Okay, so the band goes back on. Again, if you don't have a band, you don't have to have it. Listen, okay. Again, on to taxing, you don't have to have a weight. Okay. What's the preference? Forward and back or side to side? Do you have a preference? Side to side. So a little bit of pressure, I'm going to hold the weight. And I'm going to squeeze the weight together. You feel your abs come on more when you squeeze the weight together. You should feel your core come on. You ready? Squeeze the weight. And again. And I'm doing 4 just so I try to stay within the camera range. Okay, so you guys can do as many as you want side to side, it's up to you. Make sure your whole foot steps, not just your forefoot, whole foot. We're halfway there. Squeeze the weight, feel your core come on. Almost done. One more set of 4, and we're done. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. That's the more something down. Okay. Woo! Let's do a little bit of hip stuff, okay? So maybe some hip circles. It really does amp up the workout when you add the band. Use your chair. Keep leg swings. Shift your hip. Good. And the other side. Good. Back chair stretch. Another good one, standing, pull your knee in towards your chest. If you instead of facing straight forward, angle it a little bit in and then pull, you'll do it. That good spot there. Okay, we're all done. You're welcome. I'm going to be cooking for a couple of days.
So bye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.